And let us take a deep breath, precious hearts. May the blessings of life abundant be upon each of you. Akasha is with you through your messenger. God bless you, dear hearts. The world has reached a place where by now I trust that each of you fully understand. And because you do fully understand, you are fully cooperating. A place where without divine intervention, the people of earth would not survive. Yet divine intervention is here. It has arrived. And as a world continues to appear to be a more dangerous place, as world economies roll one way and the other, as disease becomes more rampant, as floods increase, weather conditions become so horrific, yet there is today several million, not even 10 million, but several million people who have awakened and have found their spiritual nature, are searching for higher truths. Many, like yourself, have found those higher truths, greater powers, where they are, how to access them, how to use them. And I say to you, precious hearts, if it was not for the millions of people like you, the world would not survive even with a divine plan for intervention. Today, all of you and many fine awakened people of various spiritual groups around the world, I wish to impress upon you, it is you, precious hearts, and millions like you. You are today in a place that stands between everything that is going on in the world and the greater realms of light, where so much help is available and has now begun to build into this world. It is all of you that stand between the mass of the people and all that is right and all that is wrong, and the heavenly realms and your own great God divinity. You and millions like you are the first on earth to make contact once again, a living contact, a conscious contact with your own divinity. Clearly, you have never lost contact in terms of your life since the long fall from grace millions of years ago. Clearly, that which is the source of your life has continued to give you the opportunity to reincarnate upon this planet. Clearly, the source of your life, even though in consciousness disconnected and forgetting what and whom that source is, yet that source has continued to maintain your life immortal. Whether it be in this world, in physical bodies, or whether it be up in the plains of bliss, where you live in your light bodies and wait for another opportunity to come back to the earth. And it is very important now, precious hearts, to be so conscious of these things, that it is not your life you have restored, for your life has always been given to you. Whether you have a physical body to celebrate that life in a physical world, or whether you live in a light body and you live in other realms such as the planes of bliss, since you were created millions of years ago, you have never ever stopped experiencing life. There have been moments, brief moments, where you have been unconscious as you pass from one plane to another. However, I would suggest those moments of unconsciousness have been greatly multiplied even here living in this world, unconscious of the greater. And so, precious hearts, it's very interesting. In a few weeks, the fourth conclave of the year, the Ascending Hearts Conclave, comes into Vancouver again. This weekend, the messengers are off to the Rose City of Edmonton, Alberta, where our subject matter will be to continue to speak on the nature of becoming immune. While there are yet great dangers in the world, and making sure you remain immune to those dangers so that you have the opportunity in this time to continue to spiritually grow, to spiritually awaken, to become your true self, and to arm yourself with the great powers that lifts you and raises you out of the human condition of duality into the Christ condition of superconsciousness. And so here we are in this moment. In a few moments, the son and I and a few guests will join the messengers in Edmonton to focus more on immunity. And yet after that, 2 to 3 weeks after that, the Ascending Hearts Conclave comes to Vancouver. And it will be my greatest pleasure. As you know, precious hearts, the larger events, the weekend events, special events, conclaves, like the freedom classes, except much more expanded, this gives me an opportunity to invite some of the ascended host and great cosmic beings, and some of the goddesses and the archangels and others, the avatars and now the immortals, to come and speak to you and to share their blessings and their gifts. And I can say to you, the greatest pleasure in opening the way for great beings of light to come and discuss with you, to converse with you, to discourse with you. The greatest pleasure is one that I have waited longer than centuries of time, and that is that moment where the great creator beings, the magnificent creator beings in feminine garments, have an opportunity to collectively and individually introduce themselves to you, this Ascending Hearts Conclave. From the mass of the people, they are completely lost in their consciousness. To some of the people awakened, they have heard of the great creator beings. And of those who have heard of the great creator beings, many of them know of them. Of course, the great Elohims, Hercules, Cyclopeia, Orion, Arcturus, and so forth. And you, precious hearts, are an even smaller group. You have come to understand, I pray thee well through my dispensation, that there is a counterpart to the masculine, to the light, that is the feminine, that is the love. Or we could say it a different way. There is a counterpart to the love, and it is light. There's a counterpart to the feminine, and that is the masculine. But the reason we usually say it the other way is because the feminine, the love, the heart, and the soul has been so long absent from the consciousness of the people. And therefore we introduce that you may well know the nature of mind, which is masculine, and the light, you now know that there is the feminine counterpart to that. To the mind, there is the heart. To light, there is love. And for you, precious hearts who have studied the Ascended Master teachings, you today have an amazing understanding. You, precious hearts, are amongst the first to come to know some of your distant cousins from outer space. And of course, the greatest of all these are not necessarily ones who come from other systems of worlds. The greatest of these are the ones who come from the center of the universe, like myself, as I do. And you've come to know that there are great cosmic beings that live in the great star at the center of the universe, the great central sun, the Elohims, the avatars, the arcs, the immortals. And of course, you have heard that there is a counterpart to the Elohims, and they are the great Eloah. And it is going to be such an wonderful blessing to have them speak to you. These great cosmic beings have waited a long time to come as an entire group. When the Eloah and the Elohim, when they work together, and I assure you that in other galaxies and quadrants and solar systems, they work together in the great handiwork of creating systems of worlds and what it appears on those worlds in terms of the powers of nature and the force of the elements. And when they work together, the Elohim and the Eloah, they are referred to as the great Elohim. And today you have that understanding. So tonight, and in preparation for our weekend in the Rose City of Edmonton this weekend, I wish to speak into, for a few moments, the subject of more and more things that you can do to ensure that you become immune to the wrong that is in this world. And you might ask, what do the seven mighty Eloah, what do they have to do with me becoming more immune to all the wrongs in this world? Everything. Other than the Mother's presence of our universe, they are right at the top. As far as individualized beings that are the essence, the epitome, the individualization of the Mother's presence, as high as you can go without becoming the Mother's presence itself. Do you understand? So that means these great beings are powerful generators of love, divine love. And you all come to understand in your studies that willpower and determination and the great qualities of conscience, that these are not activities of the mind, has nothing to do with the mind. And you have come to understand in your studies, as far as the mind, what I conceive, I can achieve. But today you have the balance of that which still seeks fulfillment in your lives. You have the balance of that which is what I feel, I make real. So the feeling body in the earthbound manifestation of a physical self is the great caretaker of all the various qualities of love. And within those qualities is the will and the determination. And one can have many thoughts and mindfulness of being immune to the wrongs of this world. Yet if one does not have the will and the determination and the courage and compassion and all the mighty qualities of love, any thought, any mindfulness of immunity is not going to have anything to back it up. In our universe, there is but one great force that works with many of the wonders of the universe to create manifestation. There's one great force that creates the flower of life blueprint. There's one great force that drives electromagnetic lines of force that connect all systems and worlds. And that great force is love. One of the things that have caused the downfall of the people of earth is this force in its pure, pristine perfection is not available in the lower atmosphere of the earth. It's not available where people live on this planet, because the people of earth have abdicated, separated from that source in accordance to the beliefs that they have taken on. And in accordance to the beliefs that people have taken on, there are two forces in the human world. So remember, beyond the human octave, there is but one force. In the human octave, there are two forces. But they all come from the feeling body, and that is good and evil. You have seen people who have been loved enough and loved into adult life go forth with amazing progress in their life. You have found there are people who have gone out and found the love when love was absent, found a source of love that would provide them the will and the determination to create a successful life. The human octave has used the same force, but split it. You also know that there are those who have used the force of fear and evil and greed and selfishness, and have channeled all their emotions in the feeling side of life through that, and that has become a mighty force in which individuals have become rich and powerful. Yet I assure you, because I am on the other side and can see, that those who build their house of greed and evil and fear and selfishness, that is eventually a house that will collapse. I have not seen in the human realm a house of riches, a family of riches that has been built on evil last for more than 7 generations before everything is finally lost. There's been a gentle message. Live from your heart. Return to your heart. Your heart will guide you. While there is another group of people that will say, because they mistake the emotions in the feeling body for the heart, will say, don't go near your heart. Stay in your head. This has been great quest to get as many people's flame in their heart lit. That's the insurance. That's the insurance. Even the prophecies that are written in the Bible, although not understood, suggests that a flash of light, two stand in a field, and in a moment, one remains, one is taken. The evangelist would tell you the one that is taken is going off to heaven, the one that remains is going to experience the end of life on earth. This is pure nonsense. And I bring this back to you, back to your attention, precious hearts, because it's your acknowledgement, and it's your taking a moment to be so grateful, that you have spiritually persevered, even when times of great appearances, because to awaken you have to come from the shadow land, where there are a lot of appearances and things going wrong, and you have to wade yourself through all the shadows and appearances to come strong enough. And tonight you have that. Today you have that living flame. Not only that living flame, today you have a lantern, a gift of Jesus that guards that flame and amplifies it. And so I say to you, regardless of the 1,001 things that we say to you that you can do to build your immunity, what you have already accomplished, when it is remembered by you, when it is acknowledged by you, and when it is invited by you, just will grow and grow and grow. My precious hearts, if the spectacle of light occurred tomorrow, you would be the one remaining standing in the field. The light knows its own. The light protects its own. It's the greatest immunity. You might have little appearances touch you from here and there, but the greatest immunity you have is that beautiful flame. Remember well, precious hearts, not everyone has it. Everyone has the atom-cadmium cell. Everyone has the super electron. Everyone has the spark that keeps the heart beating. But that spark only fans into an immortal flame through the quest for self-realization, the search for the Holy Grail, the thirst inside you that demands spiritual answers, saying yes to life, no matter how difficult things get, looking to the greater, even though you may not know what that greater is, facing the light at all costs. You have this. You have this unfed flame in your heart. And I say this to you, dear hearts, that flame will be your master teacher. It will guide you. It will direct you. And when you talk to it and commune with it more, it will help you. Now I have a question for you. And I hope this question will make you thoughtful. Is it possible that there are some of you, or even all of you, that had this flame burning in your physical heart, in your previous lifetime, in your most previous? Is that possible? I thank you for your honesty. So what does that say? Even that flame, it might allow you to live 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years, but even that flame in your heart was not enough to give your immortal spirit to your physical body. And that shows you that that's a step. That's a very important milestone. But there's much more that must occur if your physical body is going to throw off the aging, if it's going to become immune to the various diseases, and that your experiences in this world become immune to all the lack and limitation as well. So we love and bless that unfed flame. And we know you will always be safe because of it. And we carry on. We carry on continuing to study, to be aware of all the intervention that comes. And when that intervention comes, just as there has been previous conclaves, and I've taken a moment and said, precious hearts, these masters are coming and they're going to offer you these gifts. Please come out to conclave and get those gifts. Precious hearts. The Elohims are the creator beings that create the creator races on behalf of Mother, Father, God. So as just as Mother, Father, God are your creators, so too are the Elohims, that not only the Elohim, who not only create planets and the powers of nature and the force of the love of the elements, but they also create bodies for you to incarnate in and to grow. In this world, there are two forces. There's love and there's hatred. And what these great cosmic mothers are going to offer you is the greatest outpouring of divine love. In love in this world, you can receive and you can lose because of the human condition. Any attainment that you make, which is a result of divine love touching you, filling you, charging you, any attainment that you make as a result of that assistance can never be lost. While in this world, you have seen tragedies happen every day. Tragedies happen to people who love each other. Tragedies happen to people who love their families. And so you ought to be very honest with yourself and know that human love, as a force that is split with evil, is not sufficient to keep you immune. So, dear hearts, I haven't looked at your calendar and your time, but it's probably 3 to 4 weeks away. So I would ask you to start building in your hearts a real welcoming space for the 7 great Elohas. Each Eloah will be having the opportunity to address you individually. They will not speak as one group. Each one will have the opportunity to speak to you and pour their love to you. A question I have for you to ask yourself: how much love are you capable of receiving? You are capable of receiving all of it. Why do I know that? Well, someone very close to me created your soul. And your soul is the door to everything. And everything is the answer. And if you can be so fueled and so charged with divine love, then all this will help your attainment. It will increase your immunity. Do you understand?
Yes.
And before I leave you, remember all the things that you learned when you studied the nature of consciousness, when you studied the nature of your mind, when you studied the power of your attention.